I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times I stopped keeping track. Talk myself in, I talk myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to lose it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought of every possibility. And I know someday that it'll all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, that I'll give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. I might have to wait, I'll never give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I can see every possibility. And somehow I know that it'll all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, I'll give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. They say all's fair in love and war, but I won't need to fight it. We'll get it right, we'll be united.
Okay, he says that I checked him out, you know, and that I was like staring at him up and down, but I don't remember doing that because I'm not one to be checking people out.
The first time I noticed her, it had to be, I look at it like this. I try not to pay attention to people, but she looked at me one time, right? And so she's looking at me, and then I catch her and she turns away. And so I was just like, cool, you know, I didn't trip on it or anything. And then maybe a couple of days later, it just like, that look, it played back in my mind, you know? So I'm like, okay. It was kind of like my first experience noticing her.
I remember seeing him at church and seeing him just faithful and you know, I recognized that he was a soul winner right away.
I kept running into her and then just, you know, I believe God started placing her in my heart. But, you know, I hadn't been saved long and, you know, maybe a few years or something, a couple years. And, God was developing me, you know, he was teaching me and showing me. So I had a lot of things I was working on, so I knew it wasn't the time, but there was something about her. I just, you know, I couldn't stop thinking about her. So, you know, it would be like, she's the one, and then, nah, she's the one. So that went on for a couple of years. And, you know, I was like, who is this girl, you know? I was like, man, get her out of here or something, you know? And, yeah, it's just, God really put her in my heart.
People started telling me about him, and I remember I moved here from Mexico, and about 6 months after I got here, I got a phone call from Angela, and she said, Marina, what's up with Artie? And I was like, what the heck? You know, like, what do you mean what's up with Artie? And because I didn't really know him, so I didn't know, you know, there was something up, you know. And she said, well, you know, my Aunt Roxy, you know, was talking to him about you, and she wants to know if you'd like him or not, because she doesn't want to encourage him if you wouldn't be interested. And at the time, I really I just moved here and I was, I wasn't interested in him. And but after that, that's when I really started noticing him.
I asked Pastor Chris what he thought about it. Maybe another pastor, I forget. And so, basically they said the same thing I was thinking. Just hold up for a while, just keep pushing, keep growing in the things of God, and I believe, if she was the one, that we would end up together. Throughout
the years, it was like, what's up with Artie? And I'd be like, no. And then, then I would like him, I'd find him interesting. And I remember looking at him thinking, he's absolutely the type of person that I would want for me, but just not right now. I just felt like it wasn't God's timing, and, I felt like I was transitioning and God was doing something new in my life, and he was new, and, God really had to do something deeper in him. And, but I felt like, he would, and I would say it all the time, he would be perfect for me, just not right now.
We had all the tables set up in the church and we were worshiping, and I was at the table and I was up front, and she comes to my table. And so next thing you know, I'm sweating and I'm like drenched in sweat. I'm like, oh my God, what is this, And so, nobody's ever made me sweat like that. Maybe the police, maybe the judge, and so that point is when I said, man, there's something about this girl.
2 years ago, and we were just friends, but we were both the type that don't like talk and text the opposite sex lightly. So we were texting, and then I thought, okay, well, the time has passed, maybe this will go somewhere. Maybe, this is something that, I was interested in him, and I felt like he was interested in me, but he just stopped texting me out of nowhere, and I just thought, okay, well, whatever. So, but I think at that time I knew, like, this could happen. It seemed so impossible, but I thought, man, this could possibly happen. And last year, we started talking, and Irie moved in with me at the Deborah home, and me and her built a really solid relationship, and he started coming around a lot more, and then I started hanging out with him, and then I thought, man, he's really cool. Like, we can talk, we can joke, we have fun together. We would go ice skating or play cards, and I just felt like there was a connection. I thought, you know what, yeah, it was around Christmas time when I thought, yeah, this is it.
But I finally just told her, we're friends and we're really getting really close, and I just said, hey, I wanted to talk to you, and so she knew what was up. She was ready. She was ready. I seen it in her eyes. And so, yeah, so we talked, and it was a go. It was good.
After Christmas time, he had, I remember we were playing cards at my house, and he won, and I texted him and I said, I want a rematch, At that time we didn't text a lot and we didn't talk a lot. And so he goes, hey, we text back and forth a little bit, and then he said, hey, when you get a chance, I'd like to talk to you. And then I got nervous because I was like, oh my God, like, this is the talk. Like, we never talked about anything really besides joking around and stuff. And so he wanted to meet me at church, and so we'd be at church and I'd get nervous and I didn't want to talk to him in front of people, and so I just started dodging him and ignoring him, and and then there was times where we would meet up and start talking, and he'd be all sweaty and I'd get nervous, and so we never really got to that talk. We just started talking, and went on for months where we were talking on the phone and texting, and then little by little we started hanging out, and then about 5 months into that friendship, he's let me know he wanted to talk to me about where our relationship was going, and I got so nervous and I started freaking out, and then he texted me, don't freak out, it's gonna be okay, and I was like, oh my God, he knows me.
Kind of shared my feelings with her and just told her I wanted to take it to the next level.
I just thought it was special because we didn't jump right into it. We built a strong relationship, a solid friendship, and that's where our relationship is based off of. It's not physical and it's not all crazy emotional, but it's a friendship that we have that we always go back to no matter what happens.